Let's talk about battery. I have the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra and I do use it as my main daily driver. Of course, when I'm not using or testing another device such as the Vivo X100 Ultra or the Xiaomi X14 Ultra or Oppo's, or you can check, I have a lot of videos on a lot of devices. iPhone 16 Pro as well, did compare it with the S24 Ultra if you're interested in the camera. But guys, let's focus on the battery. In this video, I'm going to show you two things that I do believe are quite important. First is how to identify battery hogs, like what is really draining your battery, and then second, how to deal with this. In order to optimize your battery performance, and battery performance means basically how many battery hours are you gonna get when you're using the device. It's all down to this SOT or screen on time. But in order to understand what is going on, we need to understand what is really draining the battery. So I would advise always go inside the settings. If you do have a Samsung phone, click on the battery. There's going to be something called view details. And this view details will give you the battery activity. You're going to see the battery information, the times that you have been charging your phone indicated with the green bars here. And then of course, all the usage. And you can go back and check what has happened a few days ago. So let's say 3 days ago, I got screen on time 7 hours, and usually this would have been perfect, but you can see my battery usage is 179%, and the reason for that is that I charge it multiple times. So here, then started using it here, started charging it here, using it here, charging again, and using again. Let's focus on the day yesterday. Besides the charging and discharging information, you're going to be able to check the apps that have been using your battery. And there are some very good indications here. Like for example, the always on display is taking almost 14% of my battery. If I take my phone and put it in the pocket, or I might as well leave it on the desk, the always on display is going to be always active, right? It's always on. So this might be one of the things to reconsider if you want to get that extra juice, because again, it's 14% for this specific time. Then we see Google Maps, then we see Facebook. And by the way, if you click on those apps, you're not only going to see the total usage time, you're going to get some additional details like screen on time. So I've used Facebook for 31 minutes, but Facebook has been working on the background for 3 hours and almost 40 minutes. And not only this, guys, there are system resource usage information here, wake ups, wake locks, CPU. For example, for the system resource usage, you can see that when you turn off the screen, your phone goes to sleep. But apps can wake the phone and do certain small tasks in the background. And to do more significant tasks, apps may need to force your phone to stay awake for a while. So although your phone is in your pocket or on your desk and you think that the screen is off, these apps might wake your phone, performing some background activity and thus consuming your battery. Okay, this is called a wake lock. Waking up your phone too often for a long time can increase battery consumption. Wireless communication, guys, mobile data, how many packages did Facebook send? Over mobile data and over Wi-Fi. Also, did Facebook use my GPS, yes or no? Bluetooth scanning. And every time you see an eye, just press it because you're gonna get additional information on all of that. So you pretty much see how useful is this. And identifying battery hogs is really important because everybody out there, me, you, him, her, she, all of us, we do have individual usage. So the patterns are different. Something might work for me, for you, for her, for him, but it might not work for you because you probably use some mobile game that I never installed on my phone. So this here is very vital information, and based on this, you can go back and try to adjust some settings. Like for example, right now, what I'm gonna do, guys, I'm gonna go inside the always on display, click it, and then you're gonna see that there are options, so you can configure it. You can always go and choose tab to show. And let me show you guys, when I now put my phone in the pocket or leave it into the desk, nothing is gonna show. And if I need to check something, I'll just gently touch the screen and the always on display will light up. Or you can only make it available in case you get a new notification, which eliminates the requirement for you to just touch the screen to get that information. But guys, this is not enough for you or for me to identify what is actually eating up, consuming up our battery. There is one tool for Samsung, it's called the Good Guardians. I always recommend that one. I did so many videos on what you can do with this. If you are not able to install Good Guardians, just go on APK Mirror and search for the APK sideloaded. Let's say install it without downloading it from the Galaxy Store. This is what actually sideloading means. There is something called the battery tracker, and the battery tracker will give you even more information. So my suggestion is start with the standard battery information that you have right in the settings, and then use Good Guardian to get even more details. Why? Well, here we do have information for the last 24 hours and also for the last 7 days. But pay attention, guys. We see the battery level that is indicated here by this line, and we do also see the screen on time. So we can see when we have charged our phone, but then we can also see when we are discharging our phone. And right now I can double confirm that the always on display is for sure taking way too much of my battery. Let me show you something, guys. When you click on the three dots, you can go and select a period of time, and you can now select an individual period of time where, let's say, you lost a lot of battery, you're wondering on the background what is happening. So here, see, I've been using maps, right, for that specific time, even here. And this is really a very, very helpful tool. And then the best thing is you can click the last 7 days and you're gonna get the battery usage here with the screen on. And for sure, and this sounds absolutely crazy, I know, I see it, but for the last 7 days, the always on display is taking way too much of a battery, because every day it is consuming between 11 and 13 to 14% on my phone. And I know now a lot of you are going to tell me that my phone is faulty. It might be the case, all right? Let's accept my phone is faulty. But anyway, this is the tool that allows you to check extensive data and allow you to act upon this data. So from here, you can also click on an application. You can see the active time, the background, the total. There is something called put the app to sleep. Now, guys, let me share something with you. I do believe it's very important. When you go under battery and you go to background usage limits, there's going to be some very vital settings. Okay, first thing, and it's not so obvious by the way, is click here on the hamburger menu, adaptive battery. I have selected mine to off, right? So adaptive battery was introduced a while ago in Android by Google, and the thing is, it learns your pattern the moment you start using your phone over a couple of days, and then the phone starts to play clever, and yeah, the idea is to end up with more battery. But I think it's debatable. Specifically in my case, I think I have better battery times without using adaptive battery. If you don't want to mess up with this, just leave it on. Extend battery life based on your phone usage. On top of this, Samsung have a concept of the sleeping apps. So sometimes when an application is consuming too much power, or let's say even crash, the One UI will tell you, hey, listen, I'm going to put this application to sleep. Sometimes One UI will do this without noticing you. So guys, what I did, right, I entered this list here and I have removed manually all the apps that One UI thought are consuming my battery. Sleeping apps will run in the background only, occasionally updates and notifications may be delayed. My advice personally is try whatever works best for you. Like, there is no silver bullet in getting the best experience, because remember, everybody out there has a unique usage pattern. So you need to find what works for you. Right now, I have decided to turn everything off here. So we have sleeping apps, and then we have also deep sleeping apps. And the deep sleeping apps will actually never run in the background. So if there is something that you only use once a month, you might as well want to put it here. And then this application will not be able to access your network. You will not be able to access your GPS, nothing at all, no notification, just as if it's not installed. I decided to not use this, and I'm actually way happier with this. Now, there are many other things that can help you with this. For example, you can always go and decide to use third-party tools. They're really so much powerful, like the AccuBattery Pro. If you go here into the discharging, you're gonna see crazy level of details, like the battery current, the average battery usage in hours and percentages, the temperature of the battery, and also the voltage. You can also check the health with this tool. Of course, you'll need to run this for a few days. I've decided to not use any third-party apps for stock functionality, and I do believe that this is, in general, a very good rule of thumb, provided that, of course, the stock functionality is there, because sometimes it's not there and you require a third-party application. Now let's go back in the settings. Under device care, there's going to be something called performance. I'm using almost 100% the standard profile because this is the recommended one and it really gives you the maximum. It's a perfect balance between speed, battery life and cooling. But if you want to save a bit more of your battery, you can always go and choose light, because this will put priority on the battery life and cooling over processing speed. But the thing is, this setting doesn't apply to games, so for that you need something else. And we have the game booster, and we have game optimization services. There is a long history with Samsung and throttling their devices on purpose or not. So that's one thing. The other thing is display, right? Because remember, this big screen with over 2000 nit brightness could be also the culprit. So you can, if you want, go under adaptive brightness and remove the extra brightness. I want to use my phone to the maximum, so I will just leave everything on and all the brightness. But if you want to just get outside and come back at home with battery, and this is something that I occasionally do, like a cheat trick, I turn this off and I just set my brightness to this when I'm driving with my car. Let's say I need GPS and etc. So also what you can do from here, guys, screen resolution. I'm using the highest available one, but you might as well be happy with the medium one, which actually isn't that bad, and for sure it's going to have an impact on the battery. And here we have another component, it's called the motion smoothness. Now this I will not recommend. If you pay that money to get an ultra phone, it doesn't make any sense to limit the apps on 60 Hz, but if you want to do so, of course you can do. And now we can go back inside the battery and we have another option. This is the power saving. This is the most extreme one. You can also trigger it from here. The moment you click power saving, a lot of things are gonna happen on your phone, but you are the one in control. You can set what the phone will do in power saving or not. Like turn off always on display, limit CPU to 70%. So maybe I want to use power saving, but without a limitation on my CPU. Maybe I just want to use power saving on to turn off the always on display and to decrease the brightness. This will be a good combination. So go there, check everything that you have. Remember, 3 dots, adaptive power saving, right? If you put adaptive power saving off, then the phone will automatically turn it on and on based on your usage patterns. This is something that I do not use because I want to be in control. But if you trust the system, you might as well want to check it out, guys. And there is one more secret weapon. It's called a Battery Guardian. It's another module for the good guardians. It helps you to extend your battery life. Just think about it as being a power saver with a lot of customization. Screen power saving. Decide which apps are gonna dim the screen or not. And see here, guys, it also gives you statistics. You saved 3 mAh of battery during 1 hour from the last charge. Right now, no apps there, but you can edit the list and you can add apps there. Or extend battery life by applying standard refresh rate for each app. This is off. Then we have screen curtain. Screen curtain is kind of cool. It allows you to turn off your display while some applications run on the background. People use it for YouTube. It doesn't really work anymore. Then we have network power saving, right? You can turn off access to 5G for certain apps. There are really so many options. I am, by the way, now using the auto power saving that optimizes battery draining apps to extend battery life. And from here you can access to all the sleeping and deep sleeping or never sleeping apps. But in my case, this doesn't make sense because I don't want to use them for now. Also, guys, set sleep time and extend battery life. And this extension of battery life is so powerful compared to the regular power saving. So in this video, we learned how to identify battery hogs, apps that are really killing your battery by just consuming it, and then also how to eventually deal with this. And I really hope that this was a helpful video for you. Thanks for watching. Watch some of my other videos too. Stay safe, VST over, and bye.